looks like, Hena, we are not out of the woods. Tornado warnings in effect for parts of Georgia and South Carolina. So still.
Alicia Nieves, thank you so much. And I'd like to bring in the mayor of Pearland, Texas, Kevin Cole. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. You're one of the states recovering from destruction this morning. First, I want to see how you're doing, how your family's doing, and of course, how your constituents are doing.
Well, we're doing fine here in Pearland. Most of this storm occurred south and east of us, so very fortunate for my community and my constituents that we really didn't see any damage here in our community. I have spoken with both the mayor of Alvin as well as you mentioned the mayor of Manville during the aftermath of this horrific storm. Just making sure they were okay, and as well as offering up all of our assistance to head south and help with their recovery efforts. I do know we sent crews to their community to help in search and rescue and those types of things as it was needed.
What are the mayors telling you, sir? What's the latest on the ground after yesterday's tornadoes, and what are residents there saying?
Yeah, you can imagine just the devastation of the path. Fortunately for both communities and moving east, it went through an area that was sparsely populated, so it could have been much worse had it been through a more populated area. But it was sparsely populated, so fortunately not that much damage. The biggest damage in Alvin is probably going to be to an elementary school that was there. The roof, I did speak with Alvin ISD officials late yesterday. Their school there, damaged roof completely through there's plenty of pictures out there to show the devastation inside as well. It went right over the top of it. I do know several people who live in that immediate area that I spoke with that did receive damage to their homes. Fortunately, they were fine, physically. But you can imagine these things happen in a very, very fast, quick time, and so you have very little time to prepare. Fortunately, as it moved east, it stayed down, and as it moved and stayed down, people had the warning to know to take cover. And unfortunately, the one life lost in Brazoria County, she may not have known this storm was there, because I mean it happened and it came down and it had happened quickly. So fortunately, as it moved east, people had warning.
Were there so there were tornado warnings?
Yeah, I actually received a warning from the county somewhere around 12:50, 12:52, somewhere in that ballpark. And about 8 minutes later, there was a second warning that came out, confirmation of a tornado being spotted and on the ground.
Mayor, this isn't the first time your community and the surrounding community has dealt with this. How have recovery efforts changed over the years to prepare for an incident like this, especially so late in the year?
Well, what's odd here is we're not known for tornado activity. We've seen some tornado activity this last week, and as mentioned, we're not in Tornado Alley. That's normally way north of us,
right?
And so it's a little unsettling to know that we are now seeing this tornado activity, and especially this time of the year. We're used to seeing hurricanes. And so, as you can imagine, this same community had Hurricane Beryl come through our community and, in fact, made landfall in Brazoria County, back in July. So as Beryl came through, we saw the destruction that it brought. And then now here we are 5-6 months later dealing with a tornado.
Yeah, we're talking about the unusual timing. Just for our viewers, a reminder, tornado season is May into early June. This is very unusual. How did the odd timing affect preparation and, of course, now recovery efforts?
Well, as far as recovery efforts, it's a matter of picking up and really, lack of a better way of saying it, picking up the pieces and moving on, assessing that damage and those types of things. Preparation for a tornado versus a hurricane is vastly different. As I mentioned, hurricane, we have days of warning. With the tornado, we had minutes of warning. So it's literally get to cover, get to safety and hunker down.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.